Hi, Laura here. Today I am doing a collab with Sparkly Princess Lynnette, who I think is very aptly named because she has a wonderful sparkling personality. And she does lots of unboxings, and so she gets lots of subscription boxes and hauls and things that she goes through, and I just really enjoy her personality. She's fun to watch, and she makes me laugh, and she's also very supportive, so thank you, Lynnette, for coming to see my channel and comment on my channel as well. And we were talking about what we could do for a collab, and she suggested that why don't we do a blue 80s look, and I said yep, that sounds good, because end of last year I tried to do a blue 80s look, and I don't know what happened, but somehow I deleted all the footage and I've never gone back and redone it. So I was quite happy to do this with Lynnette. So you might be wondering about my hairstyle, but this is how I used to wear my hair quite a bit in the 80s, because I was around in the 80s. And although it would have been later 80s where I started wearing makeup rather than early 80s, because I didn't wear makeup when I was at school. But I'm going to show you not so much how I used to wear my makeup, but the flavour of the 80s in my makeup. I've got a couple of photos here that I wanted to show you, and if I can find the one where I got my first spiral perm, because I don't know whether you know what a spiral perm is, but when I first got my spiral perm, they had just come in New Zealand. There weren't very many people who did them, and I was up in Auckland at the time, so I got my very first spiral perm, and it's when they twist the hair all around and then they curl it and perm it, and so you end up with tons and tons of little spiral curls. So if I can find the photo that I'm thinking of with that, I will insert it in so you can see what I used to look like. And I've got another couple of photos, and I'm not sure how well they'll show up on camera, and I'm just going to block out my friend's face, but that is me going to a ball in the late 80s. And this photo was, I'm not sure how I'm going to block out everyone's face there. This photo was done, we went to a bad taste party, and I feel like a lot of people think the 80s people dressed in bad taste. So this is actually our bad taste party. That's me in the yellow. So this is what we considered to be bad taste. So I thought that was quite fun, because that's me in the late 80s. So if I can find the one with the spiral perm, I'll put that in as well. But I used to put my hair up, have a scrunchie, curl the ends, do some little ringlets, big earrings. And I always used to do my face first before I did my eyeshadow. I don't think I ever used to do my eyes first. I've done very minimal to my brows, because basically I didn't used to do anything to my brows, so I've only put a tiny bit in there. And I have got the perfect blue pigment. Here it is. That when I saw this, I thought of the 80s, and this is, I actually did my video that I lost with this pigment, so I'm going to do this again. So this is the Australis Shimmer Pigment Pot, and it's in Mesmerise Mermaid. It's a loose pigment, so I'm not going to hold up the thing, so it looks like this. So that is the colour I'm going to base my look around. So I'm going to do my eyes, and let's see how we go. Should be fun. So I think I'm going to do the blue first. And I'm going to go in and put this blue here all over my lid. How I always end up with glitter on me when I'm not even using glitter. Lynnette would have not had to have a spiral perm because she's already got beautiful curly hair. So if you like unboxings and little haul videos, and she does quite a few giveaways, she definitely go check her out, and I will put her stuff down below. I'm making a mess of it. I'm going to use a blue pencil. This is just my LA Girl Glide On Gel Liner in Royal Blue. Blue up there. I'm so used to doing my eyes first that I'm not being as careful as I should be. Because I've forgotten what it's like to have to do your eyes after. I'm just going over with a little bit of shadow. Now I am using all shimmer shadows because I remember my first colourful eyeshadow palette was all shimmers. I didn't have any mattes way back then. I'm not saying there weren't any, I'm just saying I didn't have any. And then going to go in with some blush, and we didn't have any bronzer. Well, I didn't have any bronzer. I didn't have any highlight. I just had blush. So I'm going to do pink blush because that's what I used to do. And it's got a slight sheen to it. And up fairly high on the cheeks and up onto the temple. I'm looking like an 80s baby. That's so weird. It's so weird. Seeing myself like that. So I'm going to take some of that blush and I'm going to use it as my eyeshadow as well. And I'm just going to use some shimmery white just under my brow bone. I think that's why I ended up buying this palette, and even this palette, because it kind of reminded me of the 80s. So, as weird as that sounds. And I never used to do like inner corner highlight. I never even thought of doing that, so I'm not doing that either. And I'm going to get some of this shimmer pigment because I want a bit more shimmery. I didn't use glitter as such, it was more just shimmery eyeshadow. So I'm just going to mix this with some of my OXX liquid fix. I did have a couple of brushes, but I didn't have very many, and I did used to use these little applicators as well for my lids, so that's what I'm going to do. Try not to get that all over my face. Honestly, this is just the same colour as that eyeshadow. So it's not really making any difference. And now I've just got my lipstick to go. I feel like this was a really short tutorial because I didn't do that much on my face back then. There was no bronzer, no highlight, no contour. I never used to do any of that. As I said, I hardly did anything with my brows. Just some foundation, blush, bit of contour, a bit of concealer, and then you just played with your eyeshadow. And I would definitely have paired this with a pink. I deliberately wore my pink and blue shirt because I knew that they would go together for what I was trying to do. So I've just got some gloss on my lips at the moment, so I'm going to wipe that off. Now I haven't quite got the right formula, so I'm going to put some, that was the Maybelline Superstay, and there wouldn't have been liquid lipstick, you would just use normal lipstick, but they were mostly satin, and I haven't really got the satin. So I think this is a good alternative, so I can get the bright colour, and this one is the L'Oreal Colour Shine in Insta Heaven, so I can get the shine because those shiny lips. So there is my 80s inspired look, or my flashback to the 80s, I think we were going to call it. And this was fun and so quick. My makeup was so much easier when I didn't have a lot of the products. So thank you, Lynnette, for coming and collabing with me. And I don't know what else to say, really. So I hope you have fun doing this as well, Lynnette, and I will see you next time. Bye. Oh, this is bringing back so many memories. Now I want to go out to a party and do lots of dancing.